Well, guys, the Saints delivered last night, and just about every single handicapper at the site had plays on New Orleans, and I'll get to your rundown of who's hot and who's not in just a moment. As for me, it wrapped up a great weekend for me personally. 15-dime winners on Kansas State, and then the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, and then a 10-dime winner on New Orleans last night, and I went 7-2 with my free college and pro football plays this past week, and I have a free pick on the Ball State Toledo contest coming up in just a moment, plus a money-saving discount coupon code as well. All that and more coming up in a moment. But first, a couple of observations from Monday's game. First of all, the game got so boring for me at one point because I knew New Orleans had it in the bag. And by the way, if you got my play last night, did I not lay out how that game was going to play out? I mean, chapter and verse. I was right on the money with the analysis on that one. But I got bored at one point, and I'm flipping through the channels, and I come to the local PBS station. You know, PBS, Public Broadcasting System. So they were having one of their usual telethons, which some people may call begathons, but still, it's a telethon. That's how they raise funds for their program. And it was a program about Bing Crosby. Now, most of us, most of us are thinking, Bing Crosby, that's that guy that sings White Christmas play all the time on the radio at this time of year? Yeah, exactly. Now, Bing Crosby, I think, died like in 1977, perhaps. So here we are 40 years later, and they've got their telethon thing, which they show clips from his old Christmas TV shows and performances and movies. Going My Way. Wasn't that the big movie he was in with Ingrid Bergman? Anyway, so I digress. But anyway, they had this show about Bing Crosby, and I'm thinking to myself, 40 years from now, if PBS is still there, can you imagine? They'll probably be having these telethons showing, hey, you can get the best of DVD collection of Eminem. Yes, you'll see all his homophobic rants. You'll see about his VMA performances in New York when 600 Eminem lookalikes crowded the MTV stage. Or maybe you'll get the best of Lady Gaga. Yes, see those pictures of her in the meat dress. See those fleshy cheeks falling out of those fishnet stockings that she shouldn't be wearing. I mean, seriously, what are they going to be pitching Crosby and Sinatra and Judy Garland 40 years from now when nobody even knows who the hell they were other than if they watched, old TV programs? Just a thought. The other observation comes into football. One of the reasons that I only had a 10-dime play last night instead of a 15-dime play on the Saints is I was a little concerned with the fact that they were minus Darren Sproles. Listen, Sproles has absolutely been a phenomenal part of this Saints offense since he joined them as a free agent a couple of years ago. But he was out with a broken hand last night. And, let's face it, he's a tremendous back coming out of the backfield in terms of being a receiver. And he also acts as a safety valve for Drew Brees when he doesn't have anything down low. He can always dump it off to Sproles, who has that speed and shifty elusiveness that turns small gains into large gains. We've seen it repeatedly. And he's also a tremendous return specialist as well. But it's interesting to see, and maybe this is just my observation, it's just interesting to see how the Saints changed offensively last night. And perhaps the dynamic of this New Orleans team will now change going forward the rest of the season. Because minus Sproles, they had to go with Pierre Thomas, Mark Ingram, even Chris Ivory saw his first action of the season. These are three bigger, bulkier running backs that run north and south. Sproles is a guy who you're not going to count on for 20-25 carries a game. Oh, he's going to have some decent rushing yardage games, but he's not a guy that you're going to grind out the tough yards with. Again, his real strength is being a receiver, as we know. But these guys kept churning out the yards against Philadelphia's defense. And listen, guys, I haven't been a reporter for a number of years, but I've been in enough locker rooms over the years to tell you, if you ask any offensive lineman to tell you the truth, they'll tell you, the hell with pass blocking. Let me just be a run blocker. Let my team run the ball 25 to 35 times a game, and let me go north and south. Full head of steam, taking on that blocker in front of me, mano a mano, and that's what they love to do because they get into a rhythm. Think about New Orleans here for a minute. This Saints team sucks defensively. We knew that going into last night's game, and really, if it wasn't for the Eagles' turnovers, they could have won that game by 20. They sucked again last night defensively as well. But if they establish a power ground game and are able to effectively run the ball 30 times a game, it does two things. One, it's going to keep New Orleans defense off the field for longer periods, and two, it's going to make Drew Brees all the more dangerous and even more effective, especially using play action. So just something for your consideration here. But it's interesting again how an injury may have changed the dynamic of that New Orleans team. Now, speaking of the Saints last night, congratulations going out to Jeff Benton. He did it. Hit his biggest NFL play ever. First ever 150 dime Monday night release. He was on the Saints last night. Remember, he was 4-0 with 75 dime plays this season, college and pro combined, including a 2-0 Monday night sweep with 75 dime winners, and last night's play was twice as big. $10 bettors have won $6,130 following Jeff's advice the past 38 days. So we're not even talking, less than 6 weeks. They've won over $6,000. Today, he goes for winning day number 7 in a row. It's his 50-dime college football winner, number 8 out of 11. It's on your Ball State Toledo side. His last 50-dime winner was Miami of Florida as a home dog, easily over Virginia Tech last Thursday night. Also, congratulations going to Craig Davis. Hit his 100-dime max wager teaser winner, number 2 in a row. Number 1 was USC plus the points against Oregon, combined with LSU Alabama under the total on Saturday night. Number 2 was last night the Saints and the under for Craig Davis. And Scott Delaney did it again last night as well, as he cashed in with the 50-dime play on the Saints. Great weekend for him. Had a 50-dime winner on Oklahoma on Saturday. Had his first 150-dime NFL release of his career on Sunday with the Buccaneers by 10 at Oakland as a 1-point road dog. And last night a 50-dime winner again on the Saints. Well, today he goes for winning day number 7 out of 8. And over those past, during that winning streak, $10 bettors have won $3,885. And tonight, he has 60-dime winner number 2 in a row, also on the Ball State Toledo side. Keep in mind, his last 60-dime winner was last Thursday's Mid-American Conference tilt. That's where these two teams hail from this evening, between when he used Ohio as a 16-point favorite. And they won by 31 points easily over Eastern Michigan. This play is bigger than his 50-dime winners on the Saints last night, and Oklahoma over Iowa State on Saturday. So as I said, the majority of the handicappers had great nights here last night. The only guy that didn't was Anthony Red. He did lose last night. I think he was going for NFL winner. I may be off here slightly. I want to say 9 out of 11, but he lost last night with the Eagles. Today he has football winner number 15 out of 22 overall, college and pro, a 30-dime play. Winner number 7 out of 9, just as strong as this 30-dime winner on the Colts, outright over the Dolphins on Sunday. Listen, your money-saving discount coupon code is going to get you $9 off today, and that code is going to be ELECTION. That's it. Just the word election. Because, they've got those little guys, Romney and Obama, fighting it out today. Now, personally, we, I think, should be focusing on where we can make money. And that's Toledo and Ball State tonight. Because no matter which candidate wins the election, you realize all the lies and betrayals will come forward in the next 4 years. And they may or may not make policy changes that result in more money being in your pocket or having more money taken out. So you might as well make money tonight on Toledo and Ball State. Or maybe in the NBA, where you've got 2 of the 3 winless teams in the league going. A battle between the Nuggets and the Detroit Pistons in Denver. 2 0-3 teams. Meanwhile, the Washington Wizards 0-3. They're not playing tonight going, damn it, we never get a shot. Okay, just kidding. But anyway, your money-saving discount coupon code is going to be ELECTION, ELECTION, ELECTION. That will save you $9 off a single purchase tonight. Now, let's talk about that Toledo-Ball State game. I'll tell you what, guys, I don't know which way to go on the side. And I've had a great season in the Mid-American Conference, a conference that I jest about quite often, but this is a tough game because Toledo, a couple games ago, I used them as a free pick as they were a 6.5-point underdog and they won out right over Cincinnati. But they really struggled their next game. Maybe it was a letdown, maybe not, but they had to have a big second-half rally to win at Buffalo, and Buffalo sucks. Okay, now, the positive about Toledo, this is a team that since losing in overtime 24-17 at Arizona to Rich Rod in Tucson has reeled off 8 straight wins. Problem is that of those 8 wins, 4 of them by 6 points or less, and they're laying 6.5 to 7 tonight. Now, you got a Ball State team that comes in here that's 6-3 straight up, 3-2 in the MAC, but they have reeled off 3 straight wins coming into this contest, but defensively, they have given up 30 or more points in 5 of 8 games so far 9 games this season. So, I don't know which way to look at in terms of the side. I mean, I can make a case for Toledo. I can make a case for Ball State. Personally, I think the best bet is on the Nuggets-Pistons game. Yeah, that's exactly it. Instead, though, I'm looking at the total. It is 69 points here. I think that number is playing off the public perception that you've got 2 high-scoring teams, and generally you have high-scoring games in the MAC. Problem is, neither one of these teams really are like Northern Illinois that can put points on the board like that, okay? I think you play this game under the posted price. Both teams have very strong ground games. Jawan Edwards averages 105 yards per game for Ball State on the ground. Trying to think here of Toledo's running back, David something, and I cannot think of his damn name. Well, anyway, he averages 132 yards. David Flewellen, 131 yards a game on the ground this season. And I think that's like number 3 in the nation, okay? He's already run for 1,100 yards. So both teams can run the ball. Both teams are average, mediocre defensively. Both teams have pretty decent passing attacks, although Terrence Owens, the Toledo quarterback, has struggled here lately. He's completed 65% of his passes on the season, completed 72% last year, but in the last 4 games, he only has 4 touchdowns versus 5 interceptions. Now, Ball State has a 3-year starter in Keith Wenning, who's averaging 269 yards passing per game. I mean, he threw the ball 71 times a couple weeks ago against Northern Illinois in a loss at home to the MAC-leading Huskies. But again, I think that you'll see enough time come off the clock here tonight with both teams trying to emphasize the run. And that's why I think the better play tonight is actually take this game under the total, going against the public perception, and again, taking the under, and this total is at 69 points. So that's my free pick. You've got your money-saving discount coupon code. Go forward, go vote, do whatever the hell you want. And I'll talk to you again on Wednesday.